Hey everybody, this is WhisperSister, and this is a rune reading for benschism. This is just a general overview type reading, since I haven't heard back from you in terms of a specific question that you might have, but I didn't want to risk skipping you on my list and forgetting about you, so I figured I'd just go ahead anyway. Hopefully you don't mind me mentioning your name. If you do, I'm sorry, but yeah, seeing as how I don't know if you have a question in mind or whatever, I don't think this is going to be violating any confidentiality or anything like that. It's just an overall reading. And if you do have a specific question in mind and you just haven't had a chance to ask me yet, feel free to send me another message and I can always do another reading for you later. Alright, so this is just an overall rune reading for benschism. Okay. That's your overview. Your challenge. And your action called for. So again, not really knowing anything about what you might have in mind in terms of a question, I'm just going to read what's in the book. So your first rune is called Hagalaz, and it is the rune for disruption, which is always a favorite of mine to get because it means that you can expect the unexpected. And for me personally, and this is what the book's going to say anyways, but this has also been my personal experience, that if I can get over my initial kind of aversion and, discomfort around the idea of disruption in my life, so far, every time I've gotten this rune, if I can, by the time I finally let go of trying to, control things and just let whatever the disruption is, accept it and let it into my life, it's generally for the better. So, anyways, disruption. So this is an overview of your situation as it is right now. Change, freedom, invention, and liberation are all attributes of this rune. Drawing it indicates a pressing need within the psyche to break free from constricting identification with material reality and experience the world of archetypal mind. The rune of elemental disruption, of events that seem to be totally beyond your control. Hagalaz has only an upright position, and yet it always operates through reversal. When you draw this rune, expect disruption, for it is the Great Awakener. Although the form the awakening takes may vary. Perhaps you will experience a gradual feeling of coming to your senses, as though you are emerging from a deep sleep. Then again, the onset of power may be such as to rip away the fabric of what you previously knew as your reality, your security, your understanding of yourself, your work, your relationships or beliefs. Disruption takes many forms. A relationship fails, plans go awry, a source of supply dries up. But do not be dismayed. Whether you created the disruption or whether it comes from an outside source, you are not without power in this situation. Your inner strength, the will you have funded until now in your life, provides support and guidance at a time when everything you've taken for granted is being challenged. Another of the cycle runes, the term radical discontinuity best describes the action of Hagalaz at its most forceful. The more severe the disruption in your life, the more significant and timely the requirements for your growth universe and your own soul are demanding that you do indeed grow. Okay, your challenge is going to be Tewas. Which is the warrior. Sorry, my ankles are... Okay, anyway. I always apologize for the noises that my body makes in these videos, but anyway. Alright, so this is the rune of the spiritual warrior. Always the battle of the spiritual warrior is with the self. Funding a will through action, yet unattached to outcomes, remaining mindful that all you can really do is stay out of your own way and let the will of heaven flow through you. These are among the hallmarks of the spiritual warrior. Embodied in this rune is the energy of discrimination, a sword-like quality that enables you to cut away the old, the dead, the extraneous. And yet with the warrior rune comes certain knowledge that the universe always has the first move. Patience is the virtue of this rune, and it recalls the words of St. Augustine that the reward of patience is patience. Here you are asked to look within, to delve down to the foundations of life itself. Only in so doing can you hope to meet the deepest needs of your nature and tap into your most profound resources. The molding of character is at issue when you draw Tewas. Associated with this rune are the sun, masculine energy, the active principle. The urge for conquest is powerful here, especially self-conquest, which is a lifelong pursuit and calls for awareness, single-mindedness, and the willingness to undergo your passage with compassion and in total trust. When this rune comes in response to a relationship issue, it indicates that the relationship is both timely and providential. The bond is a real one. There is work for you to do together. If the issue concerns devotion to a cause, an idea, or a path of conduct, the warrior rune counsels perseverance, although at times the kind of perseverance called for is patience. A rune of courage and dedication. In ancient times, Tewas was the glyph that warriors painted on their shields before battle. Now, the same symbol strengthens our resolve to align the self with the self. So that means to align your ego, small, individual self with your deeper, spiritual, infinite self, which is the part of you that knows all the answers that you need to know anyway before the questions are asked, and brings things into your life to help you learn the lessons you need to learn. As far as I'm concerned anyways, that's how it works. So so far this reading sounds a little bit scary. It talks about disruption and having to trust the process, basically. Being patient, those are things that don't sound like a lot of fun, but I've been shown personally lately that if you can do those things and just trust it, it works out. It always works out, and you can always look back and see the order in whatever it is that you're going through, how it brought about exactly the set of circumstances that you need. So, anyways, that's just meant to be a little bit of encouragement if you're starting to think that this doesn't sound like a very good reading. And your last rune is called Uruz, and it's your action called for. Page 100. Okay, this one is Strength. The rune of terminations and new beginnings. Drawing Uruz indicates that the life you have been living has outgrown its form. That form must die so that new energy can be released in a new form. This is a rune of passage, and as such, part of the cycle of initiation. Positive growth and change, however, may involve a descent into darkness as part of the cycle of perpetual renewal. As in nature, this progression consists of 5 aspects: death, decay, fertilization, gestation, and rebirth. Events occurring now may well prompt you to undergo a death within yourself. Since self-change is never coerced, we are always free to resist. Remain mindful that the new life is always greater than the old. Prepare then for opportunity disguised as loss. It could involve the loss of someone or something to which you have an intense emotional bond, and through which you are living a part of your life, a part that must now be retrieved so you can live it out for yourself. In some way that bond is being severed, a relationship radically changed, a way of life coming to an end. Seek among the ashes and discover a new perspective and a new strength. The ancient symbol for urus was the oryx, a wild ox. When the wild ox was domesticated, an immensely difficult task, it could transport heavy loads. Learn to adapt yourself to the demands of such a creative time. Firm principles attached to this rune. At the same time, humility is called for, since in order to rule, you must learn how to serve. Urus puts you on notice that the soul, your soul, and the universe support your new growth. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. I have no idea if that will mean anything to you, but I would be curious to hear if it does, or if it doesn't. And like I said, if you did have a specific issue in mind that you wanted to, and if you feel like this doesn't address it, then feel free to send me another message and I can do another reading for you, okay? So hopefully that was helpful in some way, and thank you for volunteering for this. Take care.